Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Ju from Happiness and Crafting. So today I'm going to be doing like a mixed media Valentine's card for Andy. So it's a sort of like a bit a masculine-y sort of one, but there's lots of sort of like different sort of like techniques that I thought you might like to see. I've already done some of these, but I'm going to show you how to do them. I did them prior because I wanted to make sure that they were dry. So this is just sort of like using distress sprays, bit of black gesso, some gold leaf, some sort of like gold sort of like rub and buff on there. And this I wanted to show you because again we're using the toilet roll tubes, and they are fantastic. So I've embossed this, so I'm going to show you how I got this look on there. So I'm going to be showing you how to do those. I've got all these little bits to, it's sort of like cogs and things that I had, which were just wooden, little wooden ones that I've just sort of like painted to make look sort of like metally. This is the gold leaf I'm using, but you can get the gold leaf anywhere online. A few little bits here. I've also got some red, this is wax string, which I'm going to use just to add a little bit of red into it. And this is some paper that I've got from, which I did from my jelly print. So I'm just going to use these little bits up. So it's sort of like a bit of a mixed media. I've got some other bits of paper, but I don't think I'll be using those. And I'm going to do a little bit of stamping just on the back of this card. This is just the card that I'm going to pop it onto. Just a sort of like a little goldy, shiny colour. Which I think might look quite nice. I'm going to pop those little bits to the side. Now to do these, I've got the, like we did before with the toilet roll tube, just cut it down from the side. Let's have a look. I've got one here somewhere, I'm sure. There we are. Cut it again, that just once down the middle, open it up and flatten it out, and then just spray it with your antibacterial spray. While it's still damp, I popped it through my Sizex with the embossing, the little embossing folder with some text on it. So if you've got an embossing folder, it doesn't matter, as long as it's not, if it's a mail card, then you want something which is probably not flowery, but if you've got any patterns or anything, that would look really nice. So this is just sort of like a text one. And also I've just got a little wooden heart. I'm going to show you how it comes out on that as well. So there we go. So the first thing I did, I got some gesso. Now I've got my paintbrush here somewhere, I think. There we go. So I've got a little bit of gesso. I might just use my little foam pad on here for now. So I'm just going to go over this with a little bit of gesso. I put the white on first and then I popped the black over the top. Because I just wanted sort of like the edges to sort of show through with the sort of like white. And also if you put a base layer down, the black comes out really black, which looks nice. Oopsie daisy. So I'm just going to cover that just like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. A little bit. I don't think I actually covered the others with white, did I? I think I just did the black gesso straight on top of that. So just do that, pop the lid on. So that's all we do with the gesso, like that. I'm just going to quickly dry those off. Perfect. Now I've got black gesso here, which is just a general, any black gesso will do, that you can get online. These ones I got from the Spanish store online, so I will pop a link, so any of you are in Europe you can use that store because it's really lovely. Right, so I'm just going to go over this with some black, just over the top. Quite simple. Now I don't really use black gesso very often, but I'm actually quite liking it. And it's great for sort of like mixed media projects, especially if you're going to sort of do a little bit of gold or something over the top. It looks really, really nice. So just a bit of this over the top. Just a light layer, you don't have to have it too thick. So it doesn't matter about little bits of white poking through. I'm just going to pop these just like that. And I'm going to go over this, just like that. Not perfect, just want a little bit of white showing through on there. So that's all we do with the black gesso. Pop the lid. This one's got like a little plastic lid. I'm not quite sure. I prefer the little screw on lids, a little bit safer. Gonna quickly dry these off. Okay, so while that's still drying, it's still a little bit wet. I'll pop that there, and I'm going to use this one. So the distress inks that I've got the Shabby Shutters, I've got tumbled glass, and I've got pine needles. So they're the sort of colours. You can't really see them too well through it like this, but it just, you can just see a little bit underneath. It just gives it a nice sort of like rusticy sort of look. So I'm just going to add just a little bit, just like that over the top. Just sort of rub it in a little bit. A little bit of the blue. Make sure they're nice and mixed up. Just a little bit of blue over the top of there. And a tiny bit of this. Just like that. Just dab it about. Now I'm going to just quickly dry that off. Okay, perfect. I'm going to get a little bit of kitchen roll here. I'm just going to dab that off. It's just a little bit, still a little bit wet. Just like that. Okay, so now I'm going to add some of this. Now this is the Stamperia. It's sort of like just like gilding paste, so you can sort of like use any sort of gold, or if you wanted to use silver gilding paste, you can. So I've just gone over it just a little bit like that. This one smells of orange, which is really nice. Just going to go over this, just like that, and I think that looks really nice. Just gives it a nice little gold touch. Actually, I quite like it. Look, that's what it's like. Hairs everywhere. This has got gold leaf on it as well, so I shall be doing that as well. So let's just add that. That looks nice. Now we're going to put some of this over the top of this as well. I think that's dry, so just pop some onto your finger. Just sort of rub a little bit off, and then just lightly go over the top, and it just brings out that text on there, that lovely script that we've got on there. I think it looks really nice. A little bit more. This is why I've got lots of grubby fingers today, because I wanted to do it so they were dry, so we didn't have to wait around too long. So there we go. And that's all there is to that, and I think that looks really, really nice. So that's just a toilet roll tube, some gesso, and some little sort of like gold rub and buff paste. So that looks really nice, and I like these sort of like edges on it. I think it looks really nice. But again, if you don't want it, you can just make sure it's all cut out nicely on there. But I quite like the sort of like rough edge on it. So that's what we do with those. I'm going to show you how to do the gold leaf. Now for gold leaf, you do need some like glue. So this is a bond. This is a cream foil bond. Now you can buy different ones with the actual gold foil. It's lots of different varieties, and they're all very, very similar to each other. This is just one that I could get hold of here. So all I'm taking is just, I'm just dabbing it onto my finger, and I'm just going to add just a little bit onto here. You only need a tiny, tiny bit, just like that. Now it needs to dry to the stage where it gets tacky. It won't dry, it will never dry completely, this glue, because it just dries to its tackiness on there. So you just need to sort of like leave it for a bit. I'm going to sort of heat set it with my heat tool, but I'm not sure whether that's the best way. I think the best way is just to leave it to dry naturally. I think the best way, yeah, is just to leave it, and then it just sort of like gets a little bit tacky on its own. Right, so I'm nice and grubby. So that's that one done. So I think that looks really nice like that. I'm just going to leave that for a second, just a little bit longer, just to dry naturally, and I'll pop some gold foil over the top just to show you how easy it is. Okay, so let's get on with this. Now I don't need that piece now. So I've got my card, I've got my backing here, and I've got all these little bits. So this is like a little tag. These are just wooden shapes that I've got, just like this, which you can pick up in all sorts of different shapes. Just standard little wooden bits and pieces. So I've got these bits. I've got a couple of keys as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop this down. Now what I was going to do, I was just going to ink just a little bit with this around, just around the edges. Let me get my stays on. Just on this one where it's got the little bit of text on, just round the edge. Just like this. Okay, that looks alright. Maybe a bit more there. Okay, perfect. Pop that out of the way, so then this will sit on top. I don't know which one I did now. Not quite sure which one I did. So that goes on there, so that looks alright, doesn't it? Now what I thought I might do, I might just put 4 little eyelets in each corner. Oh, no, 4 eyelets and 1 in each corner. Just some of these. These eyelets I'm using, the bigger ones are 3/16 of an inch, and these little diddy ones that I've got here are 1/8 of an inch. So they're the ones that you use in the crocodile. They're the 2 sizes that you get. So I'm just going to punch a hole. I don't mind if they are not level. I just want to put 1 in each corner like that. Just like this. Put that there. Just make sure we've got this round the right way. Very good, was it? Pop that in there. Squash it down. So simple to use, these are. Close that up. Oh, sit in there. Sit. Squash that down. Oops. Squash that down. Okay, so those eyelets, that's that way. I sort of picked the ones which are the same sort of like colour as the key as well. Pop that to the side. Make sure that's dry. So I like that. Just gives it a little bit more interest to the card. So I was thinking I'm going to put these on. Now I've torn some bits of this here. Oh, I've got a love sign on here, which is, I wasn't going to put much on it. I'm just going to put love, and that is just stamped onto this. I'll show you how to do that in a minute anyway. I'm going to pop some of these so it sort of like pops just a little bit out on here. Gives it a little bit of colour from behind. Just like that. So these are just my jelly plates, my jelly papers that I've got, which has come out lovely, which are great for collage. So I was going to put that on there, and then I'm going to put some of these little ones on top, just like that. And then we've got the heart on top of there. Got another little one which I might just pop there like that. And then I've got the little tag. Not sure whether to have him at the top or the bottom. Just like that. And then I was just going to put that on there like that. And I think that looks really, really nice. So I'm going to show you now. Let's just pop those there. I'm just going to see if this is dry. Tacky. So pop this down. Okay. I'm going to get my gold leaf out. So if you've not used gold leaf before, it's really nice, but it's very, very messy. It sort of like flies all over the place. So it just comes in very, very thin sheets like this, and like a little booklet, little thin sheets. It's really nice. I'm just going to pop that over the top, press it down, and I'm just going to rub with your finger. You can do it with a little brush or something if you want to, but I just rub it off with my finger like that, and that will just come off, stick. It will just stick to wherever you've put the glue, and I think they look really nice. Look at that, looks great, doesn't it? Keep all these little bits. I do have a little plastic Ziploc bag which I keep the rest of that in, but that's it. That's how simple it is, and I think they look so lovely. So it's a really good, simple and quite quick. So I'm not sure, I quite like this one that I've just done actually. So look, maybe I'll use the one that I've just done. That's quite nice. I like this bit here. Right, let's pop that out of the way and get some sticking done. So I'm going to pop this down. I'm not, I'm going to pop this down first, just with a little bit of a glue stick on here. Just stick that down. Stick that down there. That will sit on top, and then this one will go underneath. Just here in the corner. And that will stick on the top like that. Now, where's my glue? Yes, I think I use a little bit of the 3-in-1 to stick on here, because this is a little bit shiny on there. So let's just get some glue. Just stick this down. There we go. Put that on there. Perfect. Now, let's stick this down here. I'm going to use a little bit of the 3-in-1 again. It will come out. Stick it there. Okay, oops, wrong lid. Now I think to stick the wooden bits on, I'm going to use, oops, let me get this. I'm going to use my the gel matte medium, because this will stick it down really well. I'm going to pop that like that. So let's see where we want to put these. So let's put them like that, I think. And then we have the heart in the middle. So let's just take a little bit of this. Let's stick this one down first. Oops. Make sure it doesn't come out through the middle. Stick that down. There. A bit messy this is, isn't it? Stick that one like that. Try and get rid of some of it so it doesn't look too messy. I'm going to stick this little tiny one, a little bit of the glue just around the edges. Stick it on top there. So it's sort of like half coming off, and then we've got room to put that one on there like that. Okay. This will dry. So I think maybe I've got some of this, which is the red wax thread. I was going to wrap just a little bit around here, I think. See what that looks like. Oh, I quite like that. Chop that off. Another end there. I think I will need to pop a little bit of glue on there. Let me just do that again. Just adds a little pop of colour in there. So let's pop a little bit of the gel medium, I think it will have to be. Big blob of this on there. Stick that down. Just like that. Okay. Let's keep that open because I'm going to do the little tag here. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you what I did on this to get the letters on here. So all I've got is my little ones like this that we used before in one of our projects. So we want L, O, let's have a look what we got. I can find them. So there we are. This is the ones that we want. So I've taken a piece of this. We've got our Stays On ink on here. I'll just dip it in your ink, and then you want to push it right down in. Okay. I think that's a Q. We don't want a Q, we need the O. There we go. Just push it down. This one's not very level, but never mind, hey. Make sure that pretty level, and I think that looks really good on there. I think I'll use this one because this one's a little bit more straight, but that's how easy it is, and I think it looks really nice on this corrugated paper. So that's just using these tiny little ones there. Now if you've got the silicone ones, you can use the silicone letter stamps as well. So let's pop that on there. Quite like it at the top. I'm going to just ink around the side. Just gonna ink just a little bit around it like this. There we go. Put that on there. I think I might use a little bit of the thread again. I'm going to pop it through the hole. Which way should we go? Pop it through. Just like that. Just cut those off. And pop that on there. I think that looks really nice. So that's a nice little Valentine's card. A nice masculine type of one, isn't it? Stick that on there. Stick a little bit on there. Twist that so they are level. Use a little bit too much glue. I think that looks really nice. Nice and messy. So perfect. Now I think I probably will go through something and just get rid of that glue in there. So we don't want that poking out, do we? We don't want it drying in there. Just tidy it up a little bit because that matte gel medium is quite thick, and we don't want it oozing everywhere. So just tidy it up just a little bit, scrape it off, and there we go. Now I've got a key here which is quite nice. What I should have done is actually pop it on there, shouldn't I? Oops, I think the camera went off. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take this off and pop the key on there. Just like that. Hang it on there and then just stick that back on there like that. I think that looks nice. Oops. And just let it dry. And there we go, guys. I like that card. Very sort of masculine card. So I do hope Andy likes it. We will find out tomorrow. So there we go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you liked. I do like this background. I love this background. So don't forget, collect all your toilet roll tubes or your kitchen roll tubes and emboss them. Because I think it looks really nice. I will try and come up with some different ideas as well to use them. So there we are, guys. Well, I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. Please stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. All right, guys, bye bye.